Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Board Game Buzz 2023 Holiday Gift Guide. Now if you've been following along with this series, I am actually putting together a group of 10 different videos, and then each video is going to be focused on a specific group of people and games that us here at Board Game Buzz personally would recommend for you to look into and would potentially be a good gift for them this holiday season. So in this specific video, we're actually going to be chatting about games that we feel like are good for couples. So whether you personally are in a relationship or you have friends who are, newlyweds, or people, who are couples within your life, these would be some good games I personally would recommend that play great at 2 players or are specifically 2-player games. So let's jump into the list.
A game that has quickly become one of my favorites this past year and that I am now going to recommend to you guys for couples for this Christmas is Destinies. Now technically this game does play up to 3, but because it has such a low player count, it also just is a great game for you and your significant other to play together. Destinies is a story-driven, app-based game, and you get to play as these characters like the witch or the soldier, and you each have your own quest or destiny that you are trying to fulfill. There are going to be tiles that are going to be revealed throughout the game, and you get to take your character and you're going to say on the app, hey, I'm going to this place and I'm going to talk to this character, and the app will tell you what kind of information you receive or what happens as you engage with a specific character. That's a lot of fun. My husband and I really enjoy playing together, so much so that I've even gotten the expansions for it. So there are several expansions out for it too, so you know that there's going to be continuous replayability, and even if you play the same scenarios again, like I said, the outcomes are going to be different. So we have played the same scenarios again, and it's still so much fun, and it's a game that we really enjoy playing together. So for you and your significant other this Christmas, you should really think about Destinies.
So thinking about couples games or games that are good for couples for this list, my husband, his favorite kind of type of games are kind of like head-to-head card games. My husband's favorite game is actually Magic the Gathering, so we can tend to play that a lot, but we have actually found a game that my husband loves almost as much as Magic the Gathering, so that is a lot coming from him. But that game is Radlands. So if you're familiar with Radlands, it is basically a head-to-head card game where you have cards and you'll be playing them in front of you into certain lines, and then activating their ability, basically trying to destroy the other person's camps. The theming in this game is super fun too, so it's like a post-apocalyptic type of world, where water is the main resource, and water is super scarce in this game. So you only have, I believe it's like 3 water tokens, and you're using those water tokens to, power up your people, or lay them down in front of you. So it's really, really limiting, but it's also super interesting the way that you're able to, combo your cards together. It's just so much fun. And if you do get this game, I highly recommend the mats. There are a few games. I think like for the most part, you don't really need like a mat, like the game mats that most games offer. I feel like you don't really need them. However, for Radlands, I 100% recommend purchasing the mats on top of the base game. It really does. It just makes it cleaner and easier to kind of see the board and kind of see what's going on. But yeah, it's a game that we absolutely love. It is so fun, and it's really quick, so it's fun just to sit down and just be a head-to-head kind of battle, trying to tear the other person apart, basically. So that is why I have Radlands on this list.
Jaipur in real life is a city in India, but in the board game world, it's a fast-paced card game where you get to, with a little bit of luck and a little bit of strategy. On your turn, you're either going to be taking or selling cards, and at some point, you're going to be collecting camels, and at some point, the camels that you have in your hand, you can switch out all of those camels for cards that are out in front of you. You'll also be collecting different resources, and as you're collecting these same resources of cards, you're going to be selling them and getting the rewards for selling those. It's a really fun 2-player game. It's quick, doesn't take too long, and you can play it, and you can decide to play it in multiple rounds, so best out of 3. It's a really fun one. I recommend it to whenever someone asks me for a good 2-player game. It's one that I always recommend. So for that reason, I definitely had to recommend it to all of you for Christmas this year.
Now, another one of my husband's favorite games is actually Dice Throne. And so I have to put Dice Throne on this list because we play it all the time. But the specific one that I'm actually going to be putting on this list is the brand new Santa versus Krampus little pack that they have going on. It's a brand new release, so if you are not familiar with it or you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out because it is so much fun. And just perfect, again, for the holidays and for the Christmas theme. But basically in Dice Throne, it's basically battle Yahtzee. So you'll be rolling dice, trying to make certain combinations, and then activating, and those dice will then in turn activate abilities, which you're trying to battle the other person down to 0 health. I believe you start off with, it's either 25 or 50 health. I can't quite remember. But yes, you're just basically taking turns, going back and forth, kind of battling people down. And what makes this game fun is there are cards in this game that allow you to mitigate the dice that you roll. So it's not just straight luck based, straight dice rolling. You have the cards. I know there are some times like where I have the exact cards that I need to change all my dice to sixes to activate my ultimate ability. So it's a really, really fun game. Again, head to head, very competitive, just dueling Yahtzee game. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and check that one out. I would highly recommend it.
Now, before I played the card version of this game, I played the board game, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So much that when I realized that there was a card game and that it had been released long before the board game, and that it was a 2-player game, I went out and got it immediately, and that was Lost Cities, the card game. In Lost Cities, the card game, there are 5 different colors, and each color ranges from 2 to 10. And in the game, you're going to be collecting these different colors and the numbers, and you're going to be laying them down in front of you to collect points. Each card value is the points that you will receive in the game. So, but one of the things that is interesting about this game is that you won't be able to go for every color because you'll end up in the negative, and so you have to kind of pick and choose which colors you're going to go for. So say I have like a bunch of, I have 3 white cards at the beginning of my hand, and I'm like, okay, I think I will have a pretty strong hand for white. So I have a 2 and then maybe a 5 and then a 7. So I'm going to put the 2 down, and then I'm going to try to find a 3. Several turns go by, I don't get that 3, so I'm going to go ahead and put the white down, or the 5 down, and it could end up being that I don't actually end up getting the cards that I want, which can be super frustrating, but I end up doing really well in another color that I didn't necessarily expect to. So there's definitely a push your luck element, but it's a lot of fun, and again, you can play it best out of 3. The rules actually suggest doing that. It's one of my favorite card games, or one of my favorite 2-player games to play with my husband, and now with my kids. I've been able to teach it to my kids, and they've grasped it. So if you like a little bit of push your luck and you are looking for a great 2-player game to play with your significant other, I recommend Lost Cities, the card game.
Thank you so much for watching this 2023 Board Game Buzz Holiday Gift Guide. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't yet subscribed, it would mean so much if you could. It really helps support us in everything that we're doing on the channel.
Like and comment all the things.
All the things, all the games you're getting this holiday season, and we'll see you next time.